Good morning, everyone. This is Gail Dudley with your news in motion. It is Friday. Y'all know what we call it. We call it Mimosa Friday, as in response to Mimosa Friday. But we had a great person, Mike Nicholson, who changed the MIM to NIM, as in news in motion. We have a great show for you today. We have two Olympic gold medalists that will be tuning in with us. I just need to know who's in the room. People, come on in the room. I see you coming up in here, Stephanie Burbridge Hall. Hello, Kim Edmondson. Good morning to you, girl. Good morning, Jeffrey Allen James. How are you? Good morning to everybody. We still have a little of our news headlines that we're going to bring up. Good morning, Kenya Harrison, excuse me. Good morning, Diane Ladybug. Good morning, Rosanna Bivens. Good morning, Riakas. Good morning, Kenny Stanley. Good morning, Tony Smith. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know if you're like me, but I was up late last night. I go from swimming because that was my sport. I was never an Olympian. And we went straight to track and field last night, and they were jamming. Even in the heats, they were jamming. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Adrian. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Latrice Jones. I hope you had an amazing, I think your 25-year anniversary, is it? Good morning, Pastor Alex Williams. Hello, hello. I see my people in the green room, so I'm so excited, but we're going to get through a little bit of news real quick. I have an announcement to make, y'all. Simone Biles is like helping all of us. She's just helping us. Good morning, Deborah Johnson, the football mom. Good morning, girl. I'm still hearing about the piece we did on Wednesday about your sons and being NFL players and the pressure and the threats and just so much. We can continue to unpack this for days. Good morning to my biological brother, Louis Pryor III. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, y'all, we got a show for you today. So I don't want to prolong it, but I do have a quick announcement to make. Again, Simone Biles is helping all of us. So I, instead of just taking 10 days off in August, today is the last show until September the 1st. I know some of y'all mad about it, but y'all, it's called mental health. I love her word. She said it's about the mental. So I'm going to take some time off for mindfulness. Y'all been going news 24 hours straight every day, every day, every day, every day. And that at a certain point, you do have to back off. But when we come back on September the 1st, it's going to be live and popping. Now, does that mean I'm not working for 30 days? That's not the truth. We're going to be making some changes. This background is going to change. We're going to get a new intro. We're going to get some new lineup. We have a content calendar that is filling up. When we come back on September the 1st, you don't want to miss it. Now, for whatever reason you decide, I'm not coming back to News in Motion, just know we're going to miss you. And I actually believe you're going to miss us as well. So I'm sure we'll see you soon. But yep, I'm taking my rest. All right, y'all, I told you we have a full show. So let's get started with our introduction. All right, everyone, it is so fitting. That we have two Olympic gold medalists with us today. So it's going to work when I go to our quote for today. Our quote for this week has been, we all have dreams, but in order to make dreams come into reality, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, self-discipline, and effort. And again, those are the words of Jesse Owens, former American track and field athlete and 4-time gold medalist. When I introduce one of our Olympians today, when you go to his website, you will see a video that actually has a clip there of Jesse Owens as well. All right, y'all, we can't get around it. We got to talk about COVID because it's coming back. It never really went anywhere. But I want y'all to see the numbers in the U.S. Y'all, new cases as of July 26, 90,086. 7-day average is 56,987. I want y'all to see where the Delta variant is sitting around. And you can see that graph right there. Find your state and look at how it is increasing. This is the Delta variant and how it is increasing. Y'all, as I told you before, the Pfizer and biotech vaccine efficiency against COVID-19 infection, it has slipped to 84% after 6 months. So there was that 6-month piece they were giving us. But the data still remains at 97% effective against severe cases. The CDC is expected to release data showing that vaccinated people may, y'all hear this, may transmit the Delta variant. That's what's happening. So they're now going back to mask guidelines. Y'all protect yourself. The Delta variant of the coronavirus appears to cause more severe illness than earlier variants, and it is spreading as easily as chickenpox. Yes, according to internal federal health documentation. Y'all, the document is an internal Center for Disease Control and Prevention slide that has been circulating in the journalist field. Washington Post put it out there. So if you Google Washington Post, you can see it and you will see the messaging that they're bringing out. President Joe Biden will require federal workers to prove they've been vaccinated. As we know, other corporations are doing the same. And before we get out of here for our month break, we have a responsibility to show you 3 different videos, short videos from the CDC. And we'll also be showing those on this page throughout those 30 days. So here is the first one. So that's one. Again, if you have questions about the vaccine, please talk with your family physician. I see some of you in here talking about, wait a minute, did she say she's not going to be here next week? I'm not going to be here the entire month of August. And for that, here's the next video from the CDC.
I'm getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Yes, there could be some mild short-term side effects from the vaccine. That's not going to stop me. And I'll tell you why. A little discomfort from a safe and effective vaccine is totally worth it to avoid serious problems COVID-19 disease can cause and to help get our lives back. Some people may have some pain in their arm where they get the shot, or tiredness, headache, or fever. These are no fun, but they go away for almost everyone in a day or two. These are normal signs that your body is building protection. If you have any more questions, visit the CDC website.
Yo, you can go to cdc.gov to get more information. Again, stop listening to all the conspiracy theorists that are out there and do what's best for your body. Here at News in Motion, we are not telling you to go get it. We are asking you to be educated about it. And for the record, for those of you who remember, I did mine live when I was at OSU, who we partner with, OSU East, who we partner with. And as Jakeithia shared, we had 400, but we found out we had 470 people that went through that came out of the News in Motion family. And here's the last video we need to share from the CDC talking about the Delta variant. And good morning to you, John Gore. I see you in there. So those are all the rules we had to follow today. And other quick headlines, y'all, they keep trying. Republicans in Georgia General's Assembly have requested a performance review of top election officials in Fulton County. the first step in a possible takeover of the county's electoral process that could give Republican-led legislators more control over the area. As you know, that is the largest area in that Atlanta district. So be thinking about that and make sure you're telling your people in Atlanta area, Fulton County, especially, to make sure they're voting. Y'all, standing ovation. NBA TV and Blavity is reporting that President Obama is now a strategic partner in the NBA in Africa. All right, y'all, we can go on and on, but I want to get to the Olympics, y'all. Nike commercial about mental health was all that last night. South African shoemaker breaks 200-meter breaststroke world record. I said, go, sister, go. She was jamming. Y'all, the German women's gymnastic team defied tradition by wearing ankle-length unitards to send a message against sexualization in gymnastics. Y'all, people are just going all in. And then Suni Lee gets the go. That girl is bad as well. All right, y'all, I am so excited. And it's so fitting because track and field kicked off last night, American time, but yesterday in Tokyo. I have Mushami Robinson, who is a 2004 Olympic track and field gold medalist, and Harry Butch Reynolds, Olympic gold medalist. I believe that is in 1988. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going through this. I want to bring them in. I'm so excited to have y'all this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We have a lot to talk about. Yeah, we're going to put their full bios in the thread, but I don't want to take all this time to read all of it. Just need to know that they are thebomb.com. They are gold medalists. They are Olympians. And y'all, guess what? Moshumi is preparing for the 2022 World Champion. She's still training. She's still going out there. So we're so excited to have both of you here with us this morning with everything that's going on with the Olympics and people saying the pressure, the dynamics, not being able to have family and friends in Tokyo and the toll that is taking. We want to hear from the two of you this morning. And I will quickly go through because we're like, who is it? Who is it? So Mushami Robinson is a 2004 Olympic track and field gold medalist with over a decade of success in international competition, an 11-time All-American in track and field at the University of Texas at Austin. You're currently preparing to run for the 2022 World Championship, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and then you also did something with the Tokyo. You were trying to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, girl is bad. And then we have Harry Butch Reynolds, Olympic gold medalist from out of Akron, Ohio. Began at a 48.1 single lapper in high school. In 1987, he exploded to global prominence. Go ahead, brother. When he stunned the world with a low altitude world record of 44.10 in the 400 meter at the Jesse Owens Classic. Later that year, he confirmed his dominance in the event by winning NCAA title in Baton Rouge and bringing home the title for the Ohio State University with a clocking of 44.12. Reynolds made his biggest mark in 1988 in Zurich, where he ran 43.29, shattering the 43.86 world record previously set by Hall of Famer Lee Evans during the 1968 Olympics game in Mexico City. Woo, brother, you bad too. Let's see, 1993 World Indoor Title, 1988 Olympic 400 meter silver and 4x4 gold, 3 World Outdoor 4x400 gold medals, 1987, 1993, and 1995. Y'all, they just bad. He also has a Care for Kids Foundation, fosters a sense of achievement by motivating young people to excel and stay on the track. He also has what you call the Speed Academy. We just lost him. Hopefully he'll get back. Oh, he's trying to get back in here. The Speed Academy teaches the importance of healthy mind and body. Y'all, Moshumi, she has a nonprofit to help with teen and child suicide. And y'all, for those of you who are on here, I know y'all waiting for me to say this. I can feel y'all. Yes, y'all, she's a proud member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I know they know you. So they're like, I'm seeing them flying in. And I have millennials working with me as well. And they're saying, you gotta say she's a sorority, aka. So I'm seeing that. So y'all welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining this rather new news show. We've been on the air now for a year. And we get sometimes up to 1,000 views. But yesterday, to the entire family, I want y'all to know we hit 13,000 views on yesterday. So we're really excited about that. So here's my first question so we can get in. People want to know who you are. This question goes to both of you. Tell me about us. Tell us about your life as a student athlete versus a professional athlete. If you can give us some good, some bad, and some ugly, we would appreciate it.
Moshe.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'll just dive right in. And I have to acknowledge that Butch Reynolds is one of my coaches from my professional career. He's responsible for getting me to the indoor championships in 2008. So, hey, coach, it's good to see you. I'm in Florida, still doing some great things.
I see that.
But yeah, it's a huge difference. Being a student athlete, there's a lot of structure, and I went to the University of Texas, so the demands that are placed upon you are extremely high. You're proud that you have an opportunity to get a degree, but the demands in which you are expected to compete, expected to train, expected to practice, as well as incorporate a lifestyle of studying, can sometimes be a lot, but you do learn to manage it, but it's in a very much controlled environment. So oftentimes athletes who leave that space struggle with finding balance where that structure hasn't been for them. And so there's sometimes that delegation of that, but it's an awesome experience to have been a student athlete. There are a lot of demands there. You grow up quite fast, and then you move into the pro space. That becomes something different. I could let Butch, I think I pay homage to the God of the 400 and share Butch.
No, I agree with everything you said. It is a challenge. It's a transition. And I think it prepares you for the professional scene. It prepares you for when you start really making a living running. So the college life was definitely a stepping stone. It was a transition for us who could make that transition, be ready to run professionally and the responsibilities that comes with that.
Wow, great. Wow. The heaviness. When I'm thinking about Simone Biles this week, when I'm thinking about even Michael Phelps last Olympics, when I think about even we talked about now Michael Jordan or Naomi Osaka, what does it feel like when you're headed to the Olympics? And then just if you can imagine with the pandemic, not being able to take those people who give you that support. They're not there. How do you navigate that?
And I'm so glad that you offered for me to share this morning, because I think to give even more insight to what the athletes went into Tokyo with this year. What people don't know behind the scenes that Simone is carrying into Tokyo is I myself serve as the chair of the Team USA Racial and Social Justice Council. So not only were they going in alone without their family support, particularly the US athletes, Black ones in particular, were coming up against the International Olympic Committee, being that they were sharing and saying that we couldn't protest, we couldn't put up a fist or kneeling or do any kneeling on podiums. And for me, as a U.S. athlete and a patriot, for me, it was important that the International Olympic Committee respected all of us as athletes and respected us as an American team. We always go and we perform well. And so it's been 11 months of really diving in with the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee and getting them to let them see that we should be seen and heard and be athletes first. That was some work that we got done in December. And going into Tokyo, athletes knew, you have to think about a space where they tell you that maybe they don't want you there, but yet you bring all billions of dollars to the sport itself. So I love that we're having this conversation to give the behind the context of the load that Simone was carrying in. She is a victim of Larry Nassar. There's some things in Colorado Springs that absolutely should be different. But inclusion and equity is so important. And oftentimes what Dr. Carlos and Tommy Smith did, and, Butch, I know you can speak to it, we've been fighting and pioneering for a very long time. And what people don't give credence or respect to is that mental health, discrimination, racism, disenfranchisement, marginalization, all those things, microaggression, those things cause us to have mental health issues. It causes an imbalance once you deal with that for a while. So it wasn't that she was just tackling being a gymnast or not having family there. She was taking on the weight of being an African American, leading the charge of wanting to be seen and heard at an Olympic Games where she brings billions of viewerships and dollars. So I'm just proud of her for taking care of herself.
Wow. And before Butch, and I want to hear from you, Butch, as well. Before I go to Butch, you also have your nonprofit speaks to, you had a student in
Yes.
Orange County, Florida, I believe, who committed suicide. Can you share a little bit with the audience? Because you have a passion behind that. And when I'm thinking mental health, we don't know what somebody may choose to do.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing that. In 2017, I did have a student athlete who committed suicide, an African-American female, and she hung herself. And I speak to that particularly because, our young people are looking for ways to escape something that they don't need to escape. We need to provide safe spaces for them to delegate and talk about their issues. So when this happened, when Jasmine passed, God put on my heart that the space I created in my yoga class was called The Circle. And every Friday, the kids would sit in a circle and I let them talk about anything. Nothing was off limits. We locked the doors. All the kids signed a waiver. And it was effective for 7.5 years. And so once Jasmine passed, the students asked me to make this a club at the school. Fortunately, I was denied because it made me lead to making it a nonprofit. So I do have the GoFundMe page to crowdfund so that when I go to the federal government and ask them to pull the suicide rates, they can allow me to build All Ears, which will be a standalone building in every single school district that will be open from 1 to 9 o'clock, where the kids can come partake in the circle. There will definitely be a lot of other things there, like a computer lab, a cafeteria. But our kids need a space where they can take care of themselves, whether it's at school or at home. But to the adults, we have to do the same thing, and we have to put ourselves first. But what I want to let our young people know is they can take that charge by providing a space for them to come to. And I think if we build it, they will come and they'll know that that's the most important thing and be a safe space for them. So that's exactly what it is. So thank you for letting me share that.
Absolutely. And everyone, I put her GoFundMe link up there where we will also put in the actual thread. Please check that out. Y'all know we are about a call to action. So this is the call to action I'm asking you all to participate in today. So check out the GoFundMe page. Okay, Butch.
Yes.
Share with us. Talk to us.
Man, Marsha did a great job, didn't she? How can you compare with that? She hit all the angles the right way. That should be every athlete's true message moving forward, okay? The problem is education, knowledge. We don't understand. We don't know. And it's good to see Moshe taking that lead and helping more of the young athletes understand what Tommy Smith, John Carlos was doing at the time. It wasn't all about them. It was about trying to give us an opportunity to be respected as athletes, give us the opportunity to do things that we strive hard to do with the dedication, with the commitment, with the sacrifice that we use every day to be the best. So, yeah, but, what I try to do is to help the mental aspect of not just athletes, but the kids today. I developed a program. It's called the Gold Medal Mind, and it really helps teach the kids and adults what it takes, not just to be the best, but what it takes to strive through adversity as well. Because when you're the best, believe me, you have some hurdles there. You have some big adversity. Archie Griffin told me this. He said, adversity would teach you two things. One, about yourself. Two, about others. Don't be surprised what you learn about others. Now, Archie Griffin was a two-time Heisman Trophy winner at Bill Howard University. I was blessed because I had people like Archie Griffin and Bill Miles and other African American, mentors when I was coming through that time where I can talk to them. And when you have people like that who has experience, who has the knowledge of what the world was like in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s, or even today, which is not a great thing to say, but the problems we have today, the same problems we had, 30 years ago. And to have the knowledge of kids, the knowledge that can help them make better decisions will only help us moving forward. Because like Moshe say, once you're in that depressed state, your decision is not the same. Okay. And when you're not asking to be in that depressed state, it makes it hard to make that positive decision and make those positive changes and transitions in life. But once everyone knows, you have to have a goal, you have to develop a team. Who's a part of your team to help you through that success. You're going to have the transition. You're going to have the problems, but you can always work through those problems with people. Conflict resolution. There's a way to handle every problem in this world without fighting. If they have more love in their heart, they have more understanding, they can communicate more, you can get a lot of things done. The problem is that we have a lot of selfish people and a lot of selfish concepts and a lot of selfish ideals. And that's not communicating, that's not trying to help each other. And we got to just move beyond them. You're going to have the naysayers. You're going to have the people who's going to think negative about what Simone Biles did by looking out for herself. And that's okay as an athlete, as a person, as anybody. You better look out for yourself because I believe that God lives in you. And if you don't make him a selfish person, he'll get jealous. And when he gets jealous, you don't want him to get your attention because once he gets your attention, you might not like it. So you better keep him first inside of you, though. And keeping you first is keeping him first.
Amen to all of that. Amen. So let me ask this question. And by the way, Moshe, Davia said that she's a licensed professional counselor. She was saying in her, I'm pull it back up here so you can see this. She was saying, let her know how she can help.
Thank you.
So,
yes.
So I'll make sure I'll connect the two of you afterwards. So let me ask this question. How has your faith played a role over the years in what you're doing, even when you were actually out there running on the field as an Olympian, as a gold medalist, even today, the way you are serving young people, because you both have some amazing programs, and I looked into both of them, doing just my background to get some information on you. Can y'all both speak to that? Because I think that's so needed today.
Yeah. I can tell you my faith is everything. And that's something I'm not negotiable about. As a young person, I set this goal when I was 7, watching the 1988 Olympics, watching Flojo run. And I ran upstairs from my mom's basement in Columbus. And I said, Mom, I'm going to win a gold medal for me, you, and Dad. Right. And what my parents provided was foundation. It rested in spirituality, making sure that, my grades were done, taking care of the support in the family structure. So I didn't have a naysayer early on saying that I couldn't, which I think is so important that we support our young people. Being kept in church, having a source to go to and to rely on that I understand was from within, and that resided within myself. That was a go-to. I did happen to grow up the only child, but I think it's important that you're able to hold on to something within self and let that be your faith. We have so many different things that we connect to, but you have to have a source. You have to know that you're from something so wonderful and so powerful and so unique, and that resides within self. And so, I was able to let that evolve over time because Butch can tell you the world of a professional track and field athlete can be a lonely time in those hotels on the track, going from country to country. And so, you gain a lot of introspection. I often ask, God, why did you choose me to travel and see the world and see people? And then I realized it's because he was going to put me in front of some young people, and he wanted me to be able to tell them the truth and not come from a shammy space, but come from a space of loving and serving his people of all colors and creeds and types and all atmospheres. So I can share with these young people how beautiful the world is and that they have something to offer the world that is so unique. So without that faith, I would not have been able to get to the Olympics. There was no contract before the Olympic gold medal. There was no agent. I trusted in the Lord. I prayed about the things I wanted down to the moment when I grabbed the baton, because I don't know if you guys see the race, it was tied for fourth. I got it. And, the moment I thought I was going to have, I thought I was going to be able to finesse my leg and just really, really shine and be cute. But I had to get after it. I was running a little scared because I understood that we had to bring it in first. And, I hadn't been put in that position. So even in the moment of my greatest moment, right? Let's talk about it. Even the greatest moment, what I thought I dreamed it would be in this finesse running moment, it was really focused on getting the job done, and I had to get the job done. And I just thank God that I had that experience at the greatest level that, what I thought it was going to be, even in the moment I showed up. And so faith is everything. You have to have something to be rooted in, or anything, you can get swayed in any direction. So yeah, but that's my thing for me. That's what got me through.
I love that. I love when you say in the moment I showed up. Go on, girl. Butch, what about you?
I think faith plays a role in both all through my life. First of all through my life, faith played a role. My parents, we was Bible class like 2 and 3 days a week, so they really set a strong spiritual foundation. But winning the gold medal, I knew it was a part of God's purpose and plan. But I think that I felt more connected to the faith, to the spirituality when I was going through the negative part of my career. The negative part of my career taught me more about faith and about the true strength and the true keeping your chin up, the true not worrying about what people say. That's where I was really challenged because I was in front of the world, and when you're in front of the world with issues of an adversity, it's different when you're in front of the world when everybody love you. That's a whole different feeling when you're in front of the world when everybody thinks that you did something wrong or you're a cheater or et cetera, et cetera. That's where your faith really have to come into play, especially if you didn't do anything wrong. If you did something wrong, it's easier to swallow a little bit to deal with. But if you didn't, it's even harder. And I would tell you, faith plays a very important role. And that's the spiritual point. But I'm going to tell you who really got me through that, the physical point, the everyday is, I met a beautiful girl and she had 2 kids. And now the baby was 1. Now she's 21. She's going to Ohio State Law School. And I look back at being a part of that process. And that helped me with the physical part of faith. Because like I said before, we believe in the Heavenly Father. We believe in God. But you want the physical aspect of it. How do I feel it even more? And when I see, because I lost my first son. He lived for 5 hours and then we had to lay him to rest. So to see and to hear dad, it's a whole different feeling. It confirms the faith. It confirms you holding on to something. Mm-hmm. And you got to find within yourself now. Like Moshe said, you got to find that within yourself. I couldn't use them, but I did. But you do use your kids at times. And that was a time that to see that love there, I didn't need the world to feel love that way as I did at one time. And it helped me to stay strong with that. I was able to get.
Look like we lost him again. Hopefully he'll be back because he was in the middle of some serious power right there. Oh, there he is. Keep going, Bush. Keep going.
Yeah, where you get to a point where that you can really, stay strong and keep it pushing. So now I'm to a point where I call it acceptance. And acceptance is where, you can accept whatever it is and you can have that love and you can keep moving on. And that's where I'm at now. I'm in a good feeling. I'm doing an ESPN 30 for 30, a documentary about the story where I can get more into it. I'm finishing up my book now. The book should be released in about another 3-4 months. So, I'm busy and I'm blessed though after 31 years. And I look at Nelson Mandela. I said, this man was in jail for, 30 years, 27 years. So to come out and to still keep that power, to keep that mindset, that I'm not giving up. It's never too late. So I tell people, moving through life is never too late. We always put a deadline on our issues or whatever it is, but just be patient and let God work his miracles through you. And that's the hardest part about us. We don't want to be patient.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I am loving this. So Butch, we'll have to have you come back when your documentary comes out and when your book is released, so we can have a release party right here on News in Motion.
I appreciate it.
And then Motion, we're going to have to celebrate you because we're going to be cheering you on for 2022. So we got so much. I cannot thank the two of you enough.
Thank you.
Again, our show is young, but talking about faith, God continuously stretches us here. In the beginning, people, and I don't know if you were able to go back to some of the previous links we shared with you or not, but at the end of every News in Motion, I give an inspirational message. I give a scripture. We break it down. We have Bible study. Yesterday, we did a prayer and people were saying how they were delivered, how they were healed. Mm-hmm. And y'all want to tell all of the viewers this today. There's been a Muslim woman that has been tuning into us since about November. Yesterday, she sent an inbox message, and so y'all can I can get emotional too. She says, I need to know who that Jesus is that you're talking about every day. She said, because as you were praying on yesterday, something shifted in my life. I said, hey, it's nothing but a word. We can talk about it right now. So I'm so excited about what God is doing. I'm so grateful for the two of you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you.
Moshe, take care, girl.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Right, Gail, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So everyone, see you later. So everyone, for the win today, for the win are all Olympians. Also for the win, we want to give the win to Moshe as well as to Butch and all the work they're doing, not only on track and field, but what they're doing in the community and what they are doing with children. Y'all, yes, for those of you who are just tuning in saying, wait a minute, she's not going to be here. No, it is important for me. And the team went and looked at everyone that we could possibly line up with in media. Everyone takes a break in the summer. So I was not going to do it. I was only going to take like 8 to 10 days, but it is important to take this time. When we come back, this background is going to change. There's going to be some other format change. We have a serious lineup for you. So hopefully I'll see you back here when I return at 7:25 a.m. on Wednesday, September the 1st. Now, if you just hungry for some news and motion, don't worry. We have some what we call Encore presentations that will go live, not live, but they're going to be premiere 7:25 every day, just like we're on the air. But we went through people. Most news stations may have somebody to fill in. We're just not there yet, and it's okay. But then we have places like, my team went with the big gusto. They said, well, the View's taking a break as of Friday, so you can too. I said, oh, so we in line with the View? They're like, Trevor Noah's taking a break. They started naming all these big names. I said, I'm glad y'all think of me like that. So I will be taking a break. Now hear me, if there's some serious breaking news, don't worry, I'll pop on even if it's not 7:25 a.m. If there's something that's happening, I may pop on. If there's some news headlines I think you need to pay attention to, I may just pop on. I don't guarantee that, but I may just pop on. But I think all of us we all need to start listening to our bodies, our heart, our mind, our soul, our spirit, what the Lord is speaking. And I had known for a couple months, like, man, can I go straight all the way to Thanksgiving? And my body was saying, no, you really can't do that with all the kind of news that's coming in. But I was still trying to make it work. And then the team finally said, no, you can't do that. And after I heard Simone, and after I heard other people coming out, I was like, yeah, my mental is important too. So I'm going to focus on that. Before we go, I know we're running out of time. We've been going long this week, but we've had a phenomenal week. We started out Monday with the weekend recap that had a lot of news. On Tuesday, we had Dr. Kaman and Jakeithia Butch, and they were phenomenal. And everything that he dropped to us on Tuesday, he's a physician. I know he's a disaster physician that goes around to all these different hurricanes that I shared with you. He's real versed on the COVID, on the Delta variant, which we shared that with you. They were amazing. Then on Wednesday, we had the opportunity and the honor to hear from Deborah Johnson, DJ, the football mom, and she really she broke into to let us see what it was like for her NFL football sons and the threats and the just so much. And then we talked about the money aspect and we talked about the pressure. That was phenomenal. Yeah. And then on yesterday, we had Davia. Oh my gosh, Davia Stevens, excuse me. And it was just absolutely phenomenal. Y'all, so many people were writing in, and we want to tell you, her information is in the thread from yesterday. And Davia, if you're still on here, please go ahead and put your information in. Again, so many people were asking, is she available? You got to go directly to her and find out her schedule and where she is right now. But y'all, we were getting praise reports from yesterday that were overwhelming. I said, God, where are you taking us? And I said, and then I even asked the Lord, am I supposed to break for real where we are? He's like, yes, I need you to break. And I had peace behind that. When we got the numbers from this week alone, and we learned yesterday that we had hit 13,000 views in one day, over 30,000 in the entire week. We were like, what is God doing? And we're all excited. We're all celebrating. And we're like, how do we go forward? Again, I will still be working. I just won't be on here live. So I'll be checking some of the emails. Please, please, please. Just emails of like encouragement, nothing else. The t-shirts, those of you, we still owe t-shirts too. We will get those out. When we come back on September the 1st, we're going to be displaying some new merch. And I have it in my house and it looks pretty good too. So we're really excited to roll that out. We're going to get that website up so that you can go straight to the website and bypass us. So that will be up as well. The inspirational message, I want to end with Daniel chapter 12. And that's the last chapter in the book of Daniel. That's the last chapter in there. But y'all listen, y'all, Daniel's a bad dude. He's a bad dude. Verse 4, it says, but you, Daniel, close up and seal the words of the scroll until the time of the end. So the angel of the Lord was saying, but you, Daniel, you close up and seal the words of the scroll. Verse 8, Daniel had no problem stating or confessing. He says, and I quote in that scripture, I'm reading now the New International Version, I heard, but I did not understand. So I asked, my Lord, what will the outcome of all of this be? He asked a question, what will the outcome of all of this be? Verse 9, he replied, now get this. We all ask questions, but listen to this reply that Daniel received. He received, go your way, Daniel, because the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end. Verse 10, none of the wicked will understand, but those who are wise will understand. Then he gives a specific directive in verse 13. As for you, Daniel, go your way till the end. Daniel didn't get an answer. See, sometimes we're looking for an answer. Daniel didn't get an answer. He was told to go his way. He's like, you go on your way. You go on. You go on. Now, y'all, then this is the final verse here. And I want y'all to hear this. And I said, God, you are speaking to me today. Y'all, I read Daniel, I don't know how many times, but this time has been different. It goes on to say, you will rest. And then at the end of the days, you will rise to receive your allotted inheritance. Again, verse 13, as for you, go your way till the end. You will rest. And then at the end of the days, you will rise to receive your allotted inheritance. Listen, y'all, we're all going to go and rest. But then we're going to rise. We got to get our rest so we can get back up. We're going to rise and do everything that God has called us to do. I believe it. We will receive our allotted inheritance. Yeah, y'all, it's time for those who left legacies for us. It's time for us to pick up that legacy and run with it. Y'all, I'm telling you, first I thought it was going to be hard to be gone for the month of August. No, it's not. I'm going to rest. I'm going to listen. As Simone said, I'm going to get my mental ready. I'm going to be in complete mindfulness. And so, y'all, let's all take that time. Let's take that time. We're just going to call it a summer break, but we'll be back. We'll be back. Hopefully you'll come back and hang out with us. If not, we understand you found something new to do, and that is okay. That is okay. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Stay well, everybody. Stay well. Stay well.